his other work that he's done before. So Sayan has been he's a documentary photographer, visual artist, and a National Geographic Society explorer. And he spends his time between Bangalore and Kolkata, Bangalore and Kolkata, and like many people who changed their career, he also started off with a degree in computer science and engineering, and he was a software developer for a decade, and then in 2018 he decided to switch to photography. So he has done a lot of very interesting and very absorbing work, and I will let him talk more about his work and show us his photographs. So welcome, Sayan, over to you.
Uh, Hi, Uma. Hello, everyone. So, so I would request all of you to open your cam because really want this session to be very interactive, and I would try to keep it very informal because even though, I mean, thanks Uma and Vishnath sir and others for inviting me for having this conversation. I would definitely like to share. I'm trying to share certain information. I would share certain information that would be helpful for you if you would like to, document your day-to-day research work or for your presentation, and so you will get some sort of ideas. You can make how to make use of your uh, data for visual storytelling. So I will so hope all of us have joined already. Then I can start.
Yes, I think most people have joined. You can start.
Okay. Uh, does screen sharing also play the music? Do you have any idea? Let me try that.
Screen sharing plays music.
I don't know. Does it do that? Because I have a plan to share some music also, but just want to check. If
Okay,
it does
check.
not, it's
I
fine.
haven't seen that till now because mostly we've used it for.
Can you hear this? Is it audible? I'm playing a music. If you don't listen, hear
Right
anything,
now, I if the button is off there on your.
you'll, you get any music?
No, it's not.
No, right? Okay, no
No.
problem. I think it doesn't work. That's fine.
Oh
So I'll.
yeah, you can hear it on Zoom now. I remember that. Yeah, Google Meet. I don't think it.
That's fine, no problem. So we'll go ahead with the music. So generally, when we present, generally we use the music and all. So for better, to create the mood. So I'll be
Right.
sharing lots of photographs. So this is my kind of profile, which Suma has already shared. And so this year I got the National Geographic Explorer grant, and I would like to share a little bit of it. So this is about I would like to basically look at the green spaces in the Bangalore and how that is basically how the green spaces in Bangalore is having relationship with the uh, urban people, and how the urban growth is impacting on the green spaces, and the green spaces that are already available, leftover or newly introduced, whether uh, that are positively meeting people's need for the nature. So that's my project about, which I proposed to National Geographic for the Explorer grant. So I'm now part of that Explorer community now. So after graduating, I graduated with a computer science degree in computer science and engineering in 2007. I developed software for a decade, and then I have attended a couple of photojournalism master classes. So one of them, I must share, that is the Foundry Photojournalism workshop. That is world renowned, and that was in Kolkata, and that's how I started there. And after that, I got a scholarship to attend a series of masterclass in Poland. And basically, Seven Agency is one of the renowned agencies, like that of Magnum, because many of us would have heard of Raghurai. He's from Magnum. So Seven Photo Agency is one of such photo agency, which is very renowned now. And so the scholarship and the workshops was with them actually. So that's one thing. Then I got published with couple of magazines like BBC, Traveler Laser, Social and Political Research Foundation, Nature Journal. In between, COVID happened, and during COVID time, this work basically I will share all of with all of you. This is very important work, not because of its content. Also, it is important today in 2023, or in the time of digital revolution and digital age, the way I have told this story that is very important. That is, so there is an international photo festival called Cortona on the Move. So they have a permanent, they have created a permanent online archive on the COVID stories. So mine is got basically archived there. So it will be permanent archive for years to come. And then this year I'm doing, so now I thought that I should have a even study on. I mean, I already have understood the learned the photojournalism based on the workshops that I have attended, and I have been working with the help with that knowledge, the photojournalism knowledge. But this year, last year I applied for a graduation in International Center of Photography. They have a program, directors fellow. So I got a director's fellowship to attend that 1 year certificate program, which is on the documentary practice and visual storytelling. So I'm in the midterm basically. They have 3 terms. I'm in the midterm, and as part of the midterm, I have to start a final project, and that project which I'll be basically the third term, which is the last term. In the last term, we'll be uh, processing the data that I'll be producing in the second term, which is now going on from September, October, November, December. These 4 months will be revisiting the work that I am doing now, and also that time we will see what all things are missing that I will recreate, or else maybe I'll be photographing more. And then during that period, that 4 months period, we'll also learn how to present the work in a better form. Uh, Mostly in this, as part of this course, I'm learning the documentary art form, not just the it is, I mean, it's beyond photojournalism, how to make use of that documentary storytelling in a very artistic way. So I mostly spend my time in Bangalore, but I keep visiting Kolkata, I mean, very frequently. So I'm part of the Diversify Photo. Photo is a collective for people of color. And so basically they represent me. I'm their member from Global South. There are many members from Global South. I'm one of them. So that's pretty much about my bio. Oh, let me close it. So, okay, I would like to share a couple of this is so I'll be sharing a couple of works, and then after that I'll be also sharing with you. I will also share with you the work that I'm developing right now on the Sallow Aquifer, on the well diggers community, with the help of Biome. So that I'll be sharing. So this work, which I started in 2018, that period, when I decided that I want to become a full-time photographer and all, and I have already attended the photojournalism master classes. I already learned what is storytelling. That time I started this work. This work is on a community in which is 100 kilometer, just 100 kilometer away from Bangalore. So it's a Vedic school, and in that school, it's a fully residential school inside the forest area, and they stay there. These kids, they stay there, and they study Veda as well as they study the regular education. And after that, uh, I mean, it's like they start this school uh, at the age of, I think, 10, 11. So fifth standard basically. After graduating from primary school, they get into this, and then they, from there, 5 to 10, that regular education also they study, and also they, that curriculum they follow, also they follow the Vedic education. So I really got fascinated with the fact that even in the time of digital revolution, and in the time of mobile phone and all, how these kids are growing up in their life, and without any internet, without any mobile phone, they don't have access to the electronic gadgets. Even though they have access, many times they use, when they visit their home, maybe once in a year in summer break, it's like that. So they mostly spend their life in the green. They also learn different forms of yoga. So generally we know yoga is in the form, yoga is always in the physical form, but that's not true. It's a mind and body sync. And this even when they chant the mantra, that is also called mantra yoga. So that's a very ancient form of yoga. This body of work also helped me to uh, get into the college where I'm studying now, because with this I have applied for the director's fellowship. So here I'm, so I'll be I'll be trying to explain. Let me explain that. Okay, why I photographed and what. So here I'm trying to show that I'm also explaining, because because the photography, each and every photographs are like information. It's like a sentence you write, and then you club multiple sentences, and that become paragraph. And when you club multiple paragraph, that become like story. So each photograph, I didn't photograph this because it's visually pleasing. Of course composition is important, but at the same time there are lots of information. So let me decode those informations for you. Say for example, this place shows that the location, it's a land they belong to. This shows the culture, the attire they have. This also shows this thread, this shows that it's related to some religious practice, or they are different, they are not like any other people. So for us it's very common, because you can understand their it's like in Hindi I think it's called janayu or something. So that thread thing. But the most interesting part is that here, even who are not brahmin, when they join this school, they undergo that, that ceremonies and all, and everyone get this thread, because it's a brahma gyan, what they call. And so this talks about the rituals. And this yoga posture also talks about their flexibility in the body. If you see, this talks about the again place and the ritual they have. And this the books, kind of books they use. So each and every frame will get you lots of information. This information, these are basically visual information, but you can decode it if you actually read the images. It also shows that their relationship with the nature, and many a times they are in a group. See, this shows their relationship with the water, and how next to the water they stand, because they don't have this mobile phone, they don't have the other electronic gadgets or TV or all these things. So they also play with the different they mostly play inside the nature. And they play with the, they make the mud houses, they also play with the water. So it shows also their relationship with the wild animal. And so if you see this hand, like this monkey is taking fruit from his hand, and that shows that relationship. So this is very much talks about the relationship. And it also talks about how they care for the nature. So it's like a man and the animal and the nature, the relationship of all these things. So this shows the prayer, I mean their meditation form. And so now this landscape also talk about that, where they are doing this meditation. So it's in the nature. And this again shows the relationship. So with their relationship with the water. And of course the caption will go with this. So I'm not showing you the captions. The caption will also have the additional information which you cannot decode from visually. So the every visual frame has some limitation. And so basically you have to write caption, or for your research paper when you add the photograph, basically you need to write something in the text form. Many things you don't need to write in the text form, you can still use the photograph to explain. It has been seen that when we see the things in a pictorial form, in the image form, it's very easy to remember, because our visual memory at times are very strong than the our regular memory with the text. This is one thing. This is why, I mean, it's more like a casual travel story. So I was in Amritsar, I tried to develop this. So generally they don't give you access to this langar you need to take permission to photograph. They don't allow, but I manage the access and photograph. It's called Guru Kalangar, and which is 24 by 7 is on, and they, almost a lakh people, 1 lakh people daily have their food free of cost, regardless of their caste and creed. They can have the food over there. If you see, I mean, why I have taken this photograph, is it because this film is there? Of course it is, but at the same time, it shows that he's making some food. It also shows that energy, there's lots of energy here, positive energy, like, food is being prepared. It also shows that, big pot kind of thing, that which is like very big, and that also shows that it is not for, it's not the cooking for our home. The tap shows that amount of water they need, that cannot be filled up with some regular tumbler or something, so they need this tap. And this posture also shows that he has to put lots of effort or pressure to, stir this dal or the food, whatever. And this turban talks about the religion. This black color also, gives some visual information. That means there are lots of cooking happening over here, and where basically, it is becoming dark because of that carbon. So this also carries lots of visual information. If you see, some people are with the turban, some people are not. That itself shows that people from different caste and creed, different background. If you see, because it's very small, you cannot identify that, but you see many people are there, they have used that, normal cloth on the, so these are not turban. So even this guy. So there's a ritual of praying before taking the food. Some people are not like that, they are not doing that, having, so people with a different mood. So whenever you are photographing something, you have to basically keep in mind what you are photographing, why you are photographing, and how you will be using, what is your purpose. That's very important. So this shows that they are basically washing the utensils. And here also you see that, how it's like a collective teamwork, right? This so many fans in one place, that shows that, this place is very hot, and they need the fan. And of course, that place don't have the AC. That is also another information you get to see from this photograph. So this, I mean, wood log they use for cooking. This is very interesting, graphical. It also shows that, so obviously, when, so sometimes when you photograph, you also should keep in mind that how to make the photograph very interesting, or interesting in the sense that the photograph, the visual information, that will evoke the curiosity. So there are two types of photograph you can capture. One is very descriptive, and one is like one that will raise the question. So the moment you see this photograph, it is not descriptive in nature. Rather, this photograph is also not descriptive, but this is very much descriptive what they are doing. But this is not descriptive, this photograph. Automatically the question will come to our mind, why this, stick is here, right? So basically they use it to pull uh, these balls before they make the roti. So it's a community service, that shows many people are there and they are making the roti here. And this is that automation machine. And this, the, what is that called, the bouquet that you see, that gives information. There's lots of dust, basically this, atta, that's in the air. And when you use the flash, that comes like that. Also it creates nice visuals. Automatically, one more thing I would like to also share with you, all of you, so that you can keep in mind. So a little bit of compositional thing, just you see that the moment you see this photograph, that your eye will start flowing from this direction, because there is a line going to this direction. And then from here also, the, you know do you all see my mouse pointer?
Yes, yes, it's visible.
Okay. So it will go from this direction, the eye, and then automatically your eye will catch this red color, and you get to see this. So it's, you have to keep in mind lots of geometric forms in the inside the frame. And now there is all about the balancing, right? If there's a red side on the left side, this is very heavy, and now you have to keep balance the right side. and that's how you get to see this information. If this was completely blank, then this photograph would not have been this balanced one. So this hand is also leading you towards the right side of the frame, and as if it says that, hey, I'm opening the door or opening the window, look at this. Automatically your eye will go towards the right and you get to see the golden temple. So this hand is very important in this frame. Okay, so I'll talk about this work. This is the work which actually got archived, and so far good, right? Any question anyone is having?
Very interesting that Golden Temple shot is really, really beautiful. It's very,
Thank you.
very arresting, I would say.
Yeah.
I
Any
mean, all
question?
the photos are good, but that particular one, that especially that hand there, I don't know, it's just lends something special to that.
Okay, thank you. Let me share the some. Yeah. So this work I would like to share. So first of all, this work, all these photographs that you see, this is in my website also. I have not taken any of these photographs. I was in Bangalore. Uh, it was all this entire work was developed over 5 to 8 days time period. That's that short period I had. So there was a nationwide lockdown in the country. I mean, if you now also, if you Google, you will get to see there are many truck drivers. They were, they could not move from their place because there was a nationwide lockdown, and they have been stranded on the roadside, and they had suffered a lot. I was in Bangalore at that time in the first few months of the COVID, 3 4 months, and that time I really felt that I should work on this topic, and I got in touch with one of my friend who is a journalist in Calcutta. So he basically introduced me to one of the truck drivers, and then I spoke to many truck drivers. I mean, they shared their number, and I requested them if they can photograph on my behalf. So it is more like a participatory journalism where I have requested them to photograph their own plight. Why this work is important? This work is very genuine. So when the truck driver is taking this photograph, I am not applying my brain. So there is no biasness. So they are photographing their own plight, and what I'm doing, I'm just doing the storytelling. I'm taking those information, and then after that I'm compiling that to tell the story. So so all these are basically captured by them. So three truck drivers had the smartphone, and basically I have taught them photography over the WhatsApp first 2 3 days, basically with the bare minimum instruction that you do this, do this. This is how you have to frame. So all these photographs were shared over the WhatsApp, and then also I had a video call with them, and I was really surprised. People who have mostly taken their selfies, how beautifully they have captured this frame.
Sayan, Rachna has a question. Can she ask?
Yes, yes, why not?
Go ahead, Rachna.
Yes, so I wanted to ask that if this kind of community participation in this kind of, do we really have to pay to truck drivers, or is just depends on us that, I mean, the way of communication or something like that?
You mean to say payment?
Yeah, yeah.
No, no, no. I have never paid anyone
Okay, okay,
because no, I have never. That's completely against the ethics. So I have never paid anyone.
okay.
So now the point is that, so you have to understand, it is not the fictional story I'm asking them to photograph on my behalf. They are telling their stories. I'm just the enabler here, right?
Right, right.
So there's no question of payment. And if they say that we need the money, then I will say I don't want to work on the story.
Okay, okay.
Okay. But many times, to answer this, many times I would like to say, for example, for my work, I have stayed at someone's house.
Yeah,
Then I'm seeing that I'm taking food over there, right?
yeah.
at that time, many times it happens that I have purchased vegetables and just taken there, something like that. There's no cash transaction.
Okay, okay, understood.
And
Thank
another thing is that so moment you give the cash transaction, it's a biased story, and I'm not
you.
looking for that, right? I'm looking
Yeah,
for the genuine information. So even though I said that I have taken the vegetables or fruits to their home, for maybe fruits for their kids, that I
yeah,
have done only because I have stayed there, I had the food over there,
right.
because they are spending money on me. I mean, I'm sharing the meal, right? It's
Yeah, yeah.
a relationship, but not the cash transaction. I mean, so far I've never done that.
Okay,
But if someone is doing, say, for example, I'll just tell you this example. I would like to share this. I mean, Bhavani knows about this. So one of the well diggers, he traveled with me. I mean, entire day, and of course, I was not aware of that. So there is a two mode of working, like consultation. If someone is already agreeing to having consultation, I mean, consulting with you, and there is agreement already that I will consult with you for 2 days, and then you have to pay me 500 rupees. So that's a more like a transactional, right? There you can
right.
there you can
Yeah,
pay. But the thing is that like say for example, one of the well diggers, he took me to different parts of the city, and entire day I was not aware of that, that what to do, but because that's the first time I got introduced to that guy. I just made sure that I have taken care of his food.
okay,
He did not ask me for that, but I just told him that you whatever I will eat, you will be eating. And I also made sure, because he was there for entire day, I made sure whatever he loves. I mean, I asked him that, would you like to take non-veg, would you like to, I mean, you can imagine, right? They cannot afford to have that food on daily basis for
yeah. I
them.
mean, spending
So
his day
it
on
is
this.
like compensating by some other means, but not to give any bribe in terms of for the storytelling.
Okay.
Did I answer your question? I mean,
Yes, yes. Thank you.
okay. So there was a nearby Gurudwara who actually helped them with the water, drinking water. So, how this story is different from the other COVID stories? So, first of all, this story was completely remote execution. I have done the execution over the WhatsApp call. Photographs they have shared over the WhatsApp. I have taught them photography over 2 days of time based on the instruction. They have taken their photograph and they have shared with me. So it is like an authentic representation of them. And then I have also taken their audio interview. I spoke to them, and then that audio interview and the video, all these photographs I have compiled as a multimedia piece, and that got exhibited in Indian Photo Festival, also exhibited in one of the photo festival in Mexico, and that's the same piece is actually archived by that Cotton on the Move. That's a Italy based international photo festival. I mean, you can see that their daily life in the truck. They were, they were actually there that in that place roadside for 1 month. Unfortunately, why unfortunate, I didn't get much time to interact with them. I had only 5 to 7 days. It's a fortunate news also, because after 7 days of my work, there was a instruction from the government that all the trucks will be released from their places, so they started moving. So I have their numbers and all. Sometimes we exchange message, we talk. I have a plan in future, maybe I'll visit their house and we'll do something, some project, but not now. Again, I repeat, I haven't taken any of these photograph. These are all photographed by them. Mobile, using their mobile phone. I have just done little bit of color correction, in the sense like they use the basic mobile phone. They don't use this iPhone and all, right? So only two of them had the smartphone. Many of them are having the don't have the smartphone. So if anyone have chance, I mean, you can watch this. Uh, if you I don't know whether you will have the sound here, but let me try once, but I don't think got any sound. You got the voice.
Uh, no, no sound is coming.
No problem. So you do one thing. I'll just check that once. Anyway, you guys, you all can check that separately. That link is there in my site itself, so you can check that. So let me share. So this is another work which I have worked on, the electronic waste. So how electronic waste are causing the problem, and this has some connection with the heat wave and overconsumption, urbanization, and all these things. So I was working. This is a very small assignment I had, and I was working with the Social and Political Research Foundation. This they have. You can read this article. This is also in my site. So I don't want to show this photograph. You can see these photographs basically, and maybe I can take you through once. Let me check that if they have. Yeah. So basically, that's how they burn, and after that, they take the different metals out.
Where did you shoot this?
This
Which
is in Delhi.
Delhi?
In Bangalore, also there are many electronic wastes, and there are places. Honestly speaking, I had to stop this work because I didn't get any access. There's an NGO called Sahas, and there's another NGO. They also work with the electronic waste. These folks, but it will be very, very, very difficult to photograph because they will allow you to talk. I mean, you can ask them questions. Sometimes they will answer. They will not allow you to photograph most of the times. And also the kind of photography I wanted to do. I mean, very openly, I will go and photograph. That was not possible. This is in the area called Salampur, and all this thing, Loni, that area. I mean, in the UP and Delhi, Noida, that area. So this is pretty much about that. So this story also you can read. This is in my site, and this story is about how the Indian tribe that gave up the hunting to save the forest. And there are some photographs, so you can read this. So I can show the photographs in a different form. It's a Konoma village in Nagaland. They are called the Green Warriors. They are the headhunter community. Ages after ages, they have killed many animals, but they stopped their hunting to save the forest. So if you see, okay, how I'm doing the narration here, he's the hunter. I'm introducing the community. I'm introducing their attire. See if you see that how they wear the shoes and all. So I'm starting with the portrait, and then I'm showing the community space, the land, their house, and all. That's how the visual narration goes. And then I'm getting into the so now it's inside the village. How does it look like from outside? So it's like a sine curve. I'm going inside, then coming out, something like that. So how does that village look like from top of the hill? That's how I'm showing. I'm going out again, coming inside, like sine curve on and off, and then I'm coming inside and I'm showing that how they're inside their house. They have kept all this animal head for years. These are like their proud moment, like they have killed all these animals. And this talks about like resting of the weapons. They don't hunt anymore. This is very symbolic, this image. And this also talks about the community. They are very much fond of music, folklore music, and all these instruments they only make. And this again talks about a little bit of community, that they go to the forest. And this again talks about the land. This is 600 years old paddy field, and Nagaland is the only place in India where they don't use the fertilizer. And there's a you can see it's in the step form. There is a community understanding of usage of the water, how the water will be. So if the let's say I'm here, so if my land is having the water, automatically the after my land is getting the proper water for this paddy, the water will flow in the down and it will come. So there is a community understanding of the water usage there. And this kind of green basket is there. It is not allowed that you cannot throw any plastic or anything in the village, so you have to use this green basket. So it's also called Green Village. This story I walked recently. This is basically from the Nature Journal, and this was about the she's scientist from USA. She's in the NCBS, which is under the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research in Bangalore, and they are basically researching with the artificial flower to identify the characteristic of different bees, the pollinators, and whether these pollinators are actually able to identify whether they are getting attracted to this color, smell of this artificial flower, and they are also trying to understand, research, and what are the changes visible in the pollinators due to climate, due to pollution, and all these things. So I can show you some of the more photographs in this. So they have basically in the Instagram. So this is that artificial flower. They are putting some, chemical fragrances that can match the any natural flower. She is basically recording how many bees are actually sitting there. This is a team of researchers. They're all postdoc students, and that is how they feed the bees. It's a sugar water, because even bees will fall sick if they are without that sugar water, or because they are captured in this kind of cage, right? If you keep the bees without food, they will die, so they have to give the sugar water. And that's how they are actually, it's a field, in the field only, in backside of the vehicle there was a lab set up, and that's how they have recorded all these things. And that's how they catch the pollinator. That's the tube, and this is the team. So let me, okay, now it's the time for us to see the photograph that I wanted to show. Anyone is having any question? I mean, you can tell me if it is boring.
No, no, it's not boring at all. This the electronic waste pictures that you took, was
Mhm.
that facility, was it like a work, proper organized facility, or was it just some, small, like a an unorganized and
Okay, I would like to share something very interesting. Let me stop this screen sharing and then I would say. So this is my field understanding, and when I actually spoke to them, that I got that understanding. So basically, in India, even though people say that we have very organized sectors and all, basically they are not. They actually fund all these unorganized sectors to break it. Even that includes even the Samsung. I'm saying Samsung, when they collect the phone from your home and they say it's a very organized way they are breaking the things, no, they are not doing. So when they take the phone, first hand breaking is happening through this unorganized sector. There are vendors and all, and you know electronic waste of crore fund like that comes from the global north through, by ship, and that will come to Cochin, and from there that will be distributed across country, and different places they have the unorganized sector, they will break it. But what has been stopped now, burning those electronic waste to take the metal out, but that's also happening. I mean, this is a known fact. This is a known fact to everyone.
so basically, I mean, recycling also is very, very dangerous and polluting,
No,
and
you
also
have to recycle.
harmful to the people who are working, because I don't, there must be no safety standards, nothing over there,
No, first of all, who will talk about the safety standard?
right? Right.
They don't want the safety standard. And another thing is that even though you will do that, I mean, there are many NGOs who are working with them. So first of all, this is illegal. I mean, they cannot simply break,
Right.
and they're burning. The what they are doing, that is illegal, and you cannot stop them because that's the easy way of making the money.
Right.
Just you imagine, if you don't pay much to get all this chipset, and if you can burn and take the gold out of that, and if you can sell, obviously I mean, and first of all, that when we are giving our phone, we are giving for free, right? We are not charging,
Yeah. True.
and we are the one who are basically ruining the world by in terms of like over. I mean, if I've already purchased 7 to 8 phones last 10 years, then all this chipset they need that gold and different metals, and that is naturally extracted, right? I mean, extraction is happening. Even though you are doing the recycling, it's you I mean, first of all, overconsumption cannot be stopped that way, right? Lots of advertisements are there. They are provoking you to purchase the phones and all. Particularly, I'm giving you the example of the phone because that is
Yeah, that's common.
more
Everyone buys that.
yeah. We change the phone, and many times there is a force over consumption. How I will tell you. So sometimes you will see after the software update your phone is generating lots of heat. After the software update your phone hardware is not working. So sometimes it is also forced. And if you don't, so if I use my phone for 5 years, that's not good for the company, right? So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
all
Planned
scam.
obsolescence.
Yeah, it's all planned. Yeah, that's how it works. If you talk to many people, you will get to see this kind of information. Photography is difficult because many times these are all illegal, and they will not allow you to photograph. It's very difficult.
Yeah. It was like the opportunity that you got and the photographs that you took was like something really unique and
No, I also had to face lots of bullying and all, but that was that, and then only I stopped actually. So I understood that it is difficult, and
right, yeah.
now something of your interest. Uh, so these are the photographs I have captured in last 10-15 days. And every time I get a call, I don't think twice. I just ask for the Google Map location. I make sure I reach on time, sense the place, try to get along with the people working over there, and I'm just photographing, uh, collecting visual evidences. So the story that I'm developing here, it's all about. Again, I'm telling you this I have shared with Uma earlier when I had a call with Uma and Shubha. Is that so? Obviously, when you think about a story, when you contact someone, say I have contacted Shubha, and then I got in touch with Biome. So when you so obviously some idea will come to your mind, right? Then only you will approach. But because for me it was like idea came to my mind, and then I contacted, because I wanted to do the final project for my college. At the same time, it was very clear for me this is my personal project, because this project is not funded by anyone. This water project that I'm doing, every expense I'm paying from my pocket. So this I want to expand this project. So I'm not doing it for the 3 months, even though my objective is to produce the good amount of photographs by next 3 months of time, by August, so that I can present in my college. But at the same time, I know I want to make it, large. And when I say college, it's not like a regular college. So my teachers are photo editors, director of photography of different magazines, different institutes. So I have the contacts who I can, and my mentor herself is like a 30 years of experience in the industry, working with different magazines and all. So when I'm developing this, I know I want to expand, I know I want to publish, I know I want to reach out to more people. And I would also look for opportunity if I can get some fund for my traveling, because every day if I have to drive somewhere 50 kilometer, coming back from there another 50 kilometer, obviously I'm spending money on that. So it will be difficult if I have to develop this kind of work for 2 years of time. So 3 months is definitely fine. So let me show the photographs, and I'm really open for any kind of comments from you. I really want this to be interactive. It is not a college that I'm giving lecture, so please feel free to stop me, ask me question, any question. If you have a question why I'm photographing something, what is my thought process, I'll be happy to share that. If you want to see particular photograph twice, I can show you that also. These are not retouched, I would like to say. These are more like a very fresh photograph. There is no color correction, no retouch, no selection happened. So I have to select the best from this. So these are very raw in that way. Am I too fast in terms of moving?
No, that's okay. What is that? What was he drawing on the ground?
Oh, he was drawing. He was showing that multiple whales are there in the single
Ah,
place.
okay, okay, inside. Okay.
Uh, it's in Devanahalli. Thanks to Bhavani for introducing me to Shankar. There was lots of language issue, but I managed that day. I would love to again meet him again. He's very sweet. He helped me to visit multiple places.
So this is all in Unismalanalli, not Devanalli. Yeah.
Where it is?
This is all in Unismalanalli, all these wells, no?
Oh,
Unasamalanalli. It
okay. I
is,
don't know the exact place. I
yeah,
just
it's near there. Yeah, yeah.
okay. I took
No,
that geo coordinate. I don't know the name exactly.
okay, okay. So,
Okay. Because I met him in Devanahalli. After that, he took me from there. So when I photographed, I just kept in mind what all information is are important. Like say, for example, I'm just giving you one example. My thought process. Why I photographed this? So I photographed this to show because I got intrigued by this. How they are collecting the water. I'm intrigued by this, the usage of the water. I'm intrigued by this, like they are storing the water by some means. I am also showing different kinds of houses. I'm seeing it. It also talks about the economy of that places, kind of bricks that they use. The color is definitely done by, I mean, let's say I don't know you, right? So color is done by someone. Maybe someone is interested in painting, but it talks about the story of that place. It talks about the culture, the local thing, and all. And so when I'm reading this visual, I don't know anyone, right? I just got this visual, and I'm just reading is trying to decode. I see the overhead tank, usage of the water. There are lots of pipes, so everyone is looks like next to the well, people are dependent on this well. They are taking the water out of that, something like that. So that's why I got interest to photograph. This also talks about that how we cover the well. That means there is someone who has cleaned it up, and they don't want this well to be dirty again. So they made sure that this is covered. This is the visual information. And this talks about there is some construction going on. This also talks about the place, the landscape, and this there's a construction site, you can see. It's how we see the water from the top.
How did you got that photo? I mean,
This one.
yeah.
Oh, this one from the top, like from the there are holes, right, like this. So from the top. See, I'm here.
Okay.
So why this is important? This shows that someone cleaned it up, but still there are plants come up. Maybe maybe for some time they haven't opened this thing, and there's a lock that shows that they're very careful so that nobody can fall. That's why this is there. But at the same time, they need this lock and key so that they can again clean it again. I mean, this kind of visual informations are coming from there. These are very important because this talks about the culture story. Obviously, I mean, this is from Biome, so but again, I think that's also the same ethos they have followed, right? Rejuvenation of open well behind the place. So I'm very much interested in this drawing. This talks about the paint, the culture, and this color is also important. Kind of this motif is also important. And if you see, I would like to share this with you. So I always try to photograph from almost kind of 360-degree view because I don't know which angle will be good, right? So I try to, because when I'm in a place, so I have to make sure, I mean, it's like you are going to market and you are collecting vegetable. So what all vegetables are good, you have to collect. You cannot think that, oh, I will have only brinjal curry, so I will get only brinjal. No. If you get good onion, you should get. If you get good tomato, you should also get. Once you return back home, and then you decide what kind of curry you want to make. So it's like that. If you see that I'm trying to photograph from different angles, right? So to see how it looks, and then I'll decide once I return back. I may not visit this place again, right? I would like to visit, but I may not get chance in my life to visit this place again. But I'm collecting the information, good information. So the story I'm trying to develop here is that like a modernity, how that is causing the water scarcity. So I would like to photograph some of the urbanization place like a construction and all these things I'll be doing separately. But this is talking about the shallow aquifer solution, how people are dependent on that. And so this is very poetic if you see that there's a very free flowing movement, and it's not, it's, you can see that there's a little bit of bloodiness. It shows that, you know, the gesture, this, that water is, you know, coming out of that. So if you see the right side, you see this motif, this structure and this structure are similar, so you look for this, you know, similarity in the structure, geometric forms.
Yeah, this photo is really cute with
This
that
one,
painting showing that lady holding the pot and the lady actually holding the.
yeah.
Very nice.
So this, why this photograph is important, this photograph also shows that when there is a net on the top, they also make use of that net to dry the clothes. That gives this information is very important for me. This is a graveyard, so different landscape, how whales are present in different landscape. This is the filter borewell, right?
Yes. Yes, that's a
Yes.
filter borewell.
Hmm. So how deep it is, this one?
It is one
100 feet.
filter borewells. One is 85 feet and another one is 100 feet.
Okay, okay.
That well you showed just now, which is not clean at the bottom, where, I mean, Shankar showed you that well, is it?
This one?
Uh, just go back a few photographs.
Oh, no, 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 this one.
Oh,
Okay,
this one.
okay, this one is, I'll tell you this one where this is. This is very next to the place where I have shown the first photograph.
So I will tell you. So I think so. Sayan, you correct me if I'm wrong. So Uma, we saw the college well, no, Municipal College well.
Next
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the college.
We visited. So it is, this is inside a private property.
Correct,
Okay.
correct.
So
Oh,
where we saw, where we came to know like there is one well inside the private property, and there is advertisement board there. Okay, showing like who is the developer of that property. So there was a contact number. We contacted them and told like. Whenever you are developing the property, no, you can don't close this well and you can rejuvenate. And we told like like right next road, like right adjacent, there is one open well which we have revived. So whenever you are developing the property, yeah, please contact us. We can retain and revive the well we
Yeah,
have
yeah,
told
correct.
them. So maybe that's why Shankar told it is not clean, because they told right now they don't have a requirement to clean, but
okay.
later, let us see. Like we will keep watching that space to see what happens to that.
Gotcha. Okay.
This place is very beautiful. I mean, this is towards Chikballapura, I think. I mean, this beautiful place. I mean, the road towards this well itself very nice.
So this is that private well, I think, no, which Shankar revived. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so this is one of the member TMC, definitely TMC members. When we revived the circular open well and all, no. So he had taken a farmland inside which there was one open well. So they were planning to close that well in his house and all. Nobody was interested. But after seeing the well, our well revival and all, no, he got inspired, and then with the help of Shankar, they cleaned that well.
So nice, and it has got water. It'll be useful for him also.
So these are all same well pictures, is it, Sayan? Whatever you showed after that, but
Yeah, yeah,
it's
it's on the
the
top.
the same only, right?
Yeah. This is a dried up one, which is very close to this previous well. This one, very close to that. Not even
Uh-huh.
100 feet. This
Mhm.
this is there. It's completely dried. So I gone inside, and from there I photographed. And so this is so I'm also interested to photograph the village. So it's Sarjapur village. I went there. This guy left the kind of well digging and he got into some sort of this clothing business, knitting business. So I have that name. I forgot the name, so now it is not in my mind, but I have written down already. So how their houses look like, and so why this photograph is important, it shows that someone started the separate business because maybe from the well digging, that is, I'm just reading the visuals, okay? I don't know these guys. Let's say you don't also know you don't also know these guys. So this guy, this shop shares that, they started some business. So now from the caption I got to know this guy is a well digger. Let's say there's a text, this guy is a well digger. Now from the attire you can see that he is different, bit different is that. So when I spoke to him, what I understood that he is working in a hotel and he doesn't even know how to dig well, and of course he doesn't want his son to know either. So this also shows that how the next generation, folks are not interested at all. So it's very prominent that after 50 years there will be no one to clean the wells, or maybe after 30 years. Raghupati, this guy, I forgot the name, I have written down. So he's basically stays outside Sarjapur, but he keeps visiting. He is very fond of bike. See, this is very important information that shows that they are very proud that they could construct this house, and they have also kept the year here. This is very important information here. So you see that next generation is very fond of mobile and all. Of course, no wonder they will not get into well digging, that kind of hard work. And this is the irony of the place, that where Sarjapur, that village, doesn't have any well. This is in Anekal, Pidanna's village. So why this is important now? So I basically, why I'm photographing them. So I'm photographing them to talk about them, that they exist now. They are present in 2023. This is the truth. They are developing. But if you see, he doesn't want his son to be a well digger. He wants to become a doctor. And C is just studying. C has no aim as such, but obviously C will not get into well digging. However, if I see there are three brothers, mother, father is expired, father was a well digger, mother also helped father to dig the wells. But whereas current generation wives, they don't do that. So that's a volume of information. And if you see the house, it shows that it's very well-to-do family, whereas he doesn't have any other skills. So he gets into the well digging. Even now, right? All three of them are well digger. How they get into the same village. So this is very important because she got married in the same village because they believe in the caste system. Other caste people cannot marry them, so that's very important. So I mean, for interns to know, he is the seventh generation well digger. uh,
It's Venkatesh Pedana, no?
yeah, Venkatesh, yeah. So another interesting story. So father could dig a well. So let's say four people are digging, can dig 20 feet in, Pidanna's time, whereas Venkate's time they cannot do that. They are taking 2 days of time, 20 to dig the 20 feet. So that shows that there's how the strength is, going down because of the food habit. That also talks about many things, right? So when I'm talking to them, when I'm trying to understand that volume of information again.
That's a very interesting observation, Sayan, that the younger generation of well diggers are not as strong and as,
Yeah, yeah,
as tough as their father's
obviously,
generation.
yeah.
Very interesting.
So I'll go fast, otherwise I'll not be able to finish.
Okay.
So this is like a team of Muniraj. I think his name is Muniraj. In my notebook it is there. So there's a fourth and fifth generation of well diggers are there. So he so you can see there's a difference, right? From the visuals itself, you can see the difference. He's studying, I think, BBA or something. He's studying, and he told me. I just asked him. I actually asked him, "Do you have Facebook account?" He told, "No, I don't want to add you in my Facebook." I told, "Why?" Then he told that, "No, what if you tag me and post this photograph? I'm not interested to post this photograph in social media. You can publish it anywhere, but don't post it and don't talk about my village." I mean, it shows that he's not, you know, he's not fine with the fact that his father is a well digger.
Yeah, that status issue.
Yeah, I really want to visit this place again, and I have to photograph because this photograph I want to redo. So this was on the day of event. They have knee problem. They cannot walk beyond their 55 years age. They get lots of pain, body pain. That's generally known as an occupational disease, which is very common in the world. Every occupation has their side effect. So they have their occupational problem. Because of that, they will get the shoulder pain. They will also get the pain in the knee and hand or forearm will start paining. Their husbands are expired, so they were also well diggers. These guys are still into well digging. I found this quite interesting. How they keep shoes on the top, very funny. Again, that 1995, that's very informational. If you see, I got really hitched by the fact that they have some kind of solar light system. I really liked it. Ramakrishna, Ramakrishna's son was not there that day. I want to visit him again. I was just curious about this, so I photographed that. And this is how this, you must visit this village, by the way, whosoever have not yet. If any one of you would like to visit, we'll be happy to take you there. Okay, so this is in the horticulture department. So Venkatesh called me and told, "Sir, there is a recharge well work is there, but it's already done. Would you like to visit?" I told, "Of course, yes." So I'm not saying no to anyone. I'm just going if anyone is calling. So it's inside the horticulture department, and they have done some work. Already work is done. So I've just gone there to photograph to see, and this work started and then again stopped. They just did the parapet wall, but they are not cleaning. That's what Ramesh called me and told me that I visited this place. Ramesh is Ramakrishna's brother. This is very important for me. Well diggers are drinking water from this kind of bottle because wells are not clean anymore. Even ladies are working. Some from Visnath sir's that post I got to know. I think they're called Kaluvadar, right? These guys who are the construction worker.
Mannu adders and Kallu adders. Yeah, Kallu
Correct,
adders.
correct.
I mean, so most of these well diggers are Mannu adders.
Yeah,
I don't know who among them is a Kallu adder and who exactly who is a Kallu adder and who is a Mannu adder.
yeah. So you can
But
see.
Kallu is stone and Mannu is mud.
Oh, okay, okay. That's interesting.
So recently, Ramakrishna is constructing Nandi Hills. You visited, is it? I don't know if
I have not.
permission is there.
No, I have not.
No, I
Please,
think
please
no, I
continue.
think that their permission is not there because a private one. So there, some of the old wells, they are constructing some part of wall also, the wall which is fallen off and all. So their Kalluvadas are working because they had to construct without using cement, only with lime and all.
No,
So their Kalluvadas are working.
permission is not there to.
No, no, Parma, I think that is because I think some private developer and all. So let us see, like we will check. But their Kalluvadas are working with lime mortar and all. That is what Vishwanath
Nandi
sir
Hill
had
will be,
told.
Nandi Hill will be very interesting place. The background and all,
No,
right?
not Nandi, near somewhere near Nandi. So we will check. I don't know if any work is happening now also now, but we'll check and let you know.
So I met Narayan, who is again from Anekal. So another interesting information I got to know that Ramesh is from Sarjapur, he is from Anekal, and it's very difficult for Ramesh to take his boys from Sarjapur because every day traveling will be a bit expensive. So he collaborated with the local guy, who is again from the Manuvadar community, nearby village, and he is coming and helping him. That's very interesting, the teamwork, you know.
And that's very interesting, yeah, because we know like a lot of time, lot of competition among well diggers and all. So
Yeah.
if they are collaborating like that, yeah, that is very interesting.
This is very interesting because the way they drink the water, they are the water provider kind of in Bangalore, solution provider. They are digging the wells, they are manual laborers. This is also important information, like this borewell was completely dry. It's I think 1200 feet deep in Kadugodi area, and so they have been asked to do the recharge well around that so that they can recharge it. I photographed this to show the different layers of mud, and that pipe next to that there's another borewell. This, you can see the muscle and all these are very important, that shows the strength they have to work like this. This shows that whole how they use, this shows the ecosystem. These hands are again very important. So this is that they use the sabol, right? So that strokes. So this shows that moment. You see that energy, what they're doing, how they measure. So if you enlarge, then you'll see here's some cut mark here because of that sabal. Three different types of soil. You can see this. So this is, if you see this, that his facial expression, the amount of strength he needs to pull it up. That's it. Thank you, everyone. So I have 15 more minutes.
Hmm. Thank you so much, Sayan. Really lovely photographs. And what is fascinating is that, you know, many times when we as lay viewers look at photographs, we don't, I mean, at least for me, I don't really, I mean, unless something is really striking, I don't really look at, the story that the photograph is trying to tell. The way you are explaining, the way you've explained each photograph. So it's really, really lovely. Thank you so much. I mean, from now on, when I look at photographs, I will look for the story that the photograph is trying to tell.
Yeah, I mean, thank you so much. So one thing I would like to share that whenever you photograph, you just make sure you don't see you don't photograph because it's visually pleasing. You photograph because you are collecting the visual information that is important. So photography is information, and you are just collecting that, and it's not like good to have in your presentation. You can make use. I mean, Better don't write four sentence and use one photograph.
Hmm.
I would tell you like that. I mean, let's say that Devanahalli, there is a lake. Next to that, there is a fort, and there is that grill on top of the well. You take a photograph in such a way that it shows the well grill, that shows it's covered up. You don't need to write again, right? The well was covered. You then it shows that fort wall, that also talks about the fort, the position. So it's a visual information that you see on the ground. You mention that geotag, so that way anyone from the map, they can identify. And you don't need to, at least you can save your energy to write five sentence. I mean, it is a language, so you can
Yes,
make it
yes.
that way. Yeah. And there are certain
Universal
information.
language, I think, for anybody who can see the photos. Yeah.
Yeah, and there are certain information which you cannot capture in photograph, so that you can write it as additional text. Say, for example, geolocation, right? You need to capture, you need to write it, right?
Thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions? Anything to share about the presentation? Anything that struck you, any of you especially? Please do unmute and share.
This is the cards of the online call. I hear you, but I'm just, and everyone is silent.
When you took all the well diggers photograph, you have been to the well digging process whole day or like day or two, because uh, the ground level photograph we देखे and then like how
I'm
much
spending, I'm
time
spending
you
all day. So I'm going in the morning, and I'm trying to spend as much as possible time there. I mean, almost whole day, 4 to 5 hours or more than that.
like,
So sometimes nowadays I'm calling myself driver. So I'm driving whole day almost. It's fun. Language is a problem at times, but it's fun. And I really need help from you. I mean, all of you, to give me the information about different whales and all, because and also I need all of yourself to uh, send me the location where I can visit and photograph, because unless until I visit I cannot photograph. And trust me, there are many things, like how they measure. Have you ever thought to photograph that? Maybe you have not, because how they measure with the string, right?
okay, yeah,
Maybe you will not be photographing because that is not important for your research, right? But that is very important to talk about their skills, how they work. And photography is a language, so that's very important for me to show that. I mean, text is fine, but to engage people, this kind of small details, so that they can see that, okay, they are not different, they are not alien, they are also like us. So they are doing the same thing what we do, right? So it's also about the community. And this, I think this community is also important, also because I really see it this way. I hope all of us will be here in this city and to witness that. I'm sure after 30, 40 years you will not find anyone to clean your well, because their next generation is not interested. Even though, and I mean, we will have money to spend, but we will not have machine to do that, because you can dig bore well, but their skills, their knowledge, you will not get that, right? It is going to be difficult, trust me. That time maybe this story will have the value, that I have taken portrait of these people, and because these are the people who are the, that time we will call them warrior, not now. After 30 years we'll call them warrior, because they will be old that time, and their next generation will be doing a government job or other job. And most painful part, what I see, I think it's common that their next generation, not only they are interested, they also don't think it's important work.
right.
Not just not important work, it is
So
they're actually ashamed of it. Like that boy
same.
who didn't want to
Yeah,
uh,
they are.
give
Yes.
you his Facebook or account details. Yeah, that's very true. Already lots of aspects of well digging are, kind of that artisanal skill has gone away. For instance, some of the wells, and that I gave you the connect the number of Janaki Kodagi, right? So the Devanhalli farm. So if you go and see her well, the stones have all been put together without any mortar in between. There's no cement or there's no lime. There's no mortar in between. The stones have just been cut so perfectly and fitted together without anything in between. That skill is not there. Even I mean, it's a I guess that's a kallu adar skill. I don't think there is anybody alive who can do that any longer. So there are skills that are going out, and as you said, very likely that the well digging skill will also just disappear at some point.
Anyone else is having any question?
One challenge where we face, no, whatever interventions we do, the maintenance is over the period of time. Okay, so initially we do a lot of work, like it will have good effect for 1 year and all, but over the period of time, the maintenance, we are not sure like what will happen, because we can't be monitoring for a long time, like forever. Uh, because if the project is over in that area, we might visit only once in a while, and we see like many times it is not being maintained. This is mostly in case of government schools and all. So in Anekal, Sarjapur Anekal area, we have done 7 schools. There also there is well is also there. We have done wall paintings everywhere. So we have done a lot of to make sure like, and we have considered all requirements by school. Everything is met so that they find it really useful, and they try to maintain. So if one day, no, we can go and see all the 7 schools, and if you can make some story out of it, and see like if you can share something with the school, which will encourage them to maintain it.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Please share the location. I will photograph.
You also join for one of the visit, no? So actually, Bhavani or Srinivas or I,
I
couple of
can I
people will
can
join.
actually
One day, even we want to visit. Maybe next week we will plan sometime.
see. I will tell you one thing. This is again my idea. I would like to hear from all of you. What I think that people who are from outside, who are not native Bangalorean, even people who are native Bangalorean, many of them don't even know there is something called well diggers community. Why they reach out to the bore wells? Because when they Google that they want some water solution, they get these advertisements. So do you really think that someone, if we can convince them that you spend 1 lakh rupees, but still they are ready to spend 5 lakhs rupees? No, it is not. But they are going for this because it is very easy solution. And language issue, people who are from outside, they don't know how to communicate with these well diggers. The language issue is also there. And I think awareness is missing, even though in the newspaper and everywhere it is there. I'm telling you, I stay in Whitefield. In my building, the association, none of them even know there is something called, like, even well digging is possible now. Regular well digging is possible now in Bangalore. They feel that these are all done 30 years back. They can't believe that it is possible now. So that, for that awareness, I think maybe we can also, I have a plan that in future some exhibition and talking to the people, exhibition not in the gallery but maybe to different housing complex, going there talking about it. That awareness is that awareness will be important.
Yeah, that's a great idea to, take the exhibition to the people rather than make the people come to the
No
exhibition.
one will come in the, why they will come?
The okay, one way also is from the photographs that you do, if you can do a video, a short video talking about this, which should kind of go viral and everybody keeps sharing with some information.
No, I
And
want to, but I have to do it in a step by step because I cannot focus on two different language like a video and photography. So that's why I have a plan to do it as a second chapter. Like I want to, when I'll be videographing, I'll not be taking photograph, because you
okay,
see the kind of photography I need to do. I really need to observe continuously. I have to observe. I have to do. So it's not like so. And also I have a plan to take the video interviews and all these things from the people, and maybe we
okay.
can make a multimedia piece where the photographs and their
So
voice, audio.
right. So the photographs that you do, you're going to put a story of that, right?
Yeah, we'll compile that. We'll compile that. We'll revisit. will talk to my editors and will do that.
Yeah, so that can also be shared, right?
Yes, once they are published, they can be shared, of course.
Yeah, so that's another way. Yeah, you were talking about going and visiting um,
See, Suma, what I was
communities and talking about. So I was just thinking a video can also help reach out larger, more number of communities.
see
That's
the ground
that's
reality is,
understand.
the ground reality. Even if I'll go for the exhibition in the housing complex, they will look for some samosa wala sitting next to me and selling samosa. Even the educated people of Bangalore, they will they have less interest to read, understand all these things than having fun on that time. So there was a climate festival this Saturday, Sunday, and I would really like to share this because I know we have still have 2 minutes time. Climate fest in the climate festival. So I have actually shared this with Uma, and Ayushi. So climate festival is for all age group, and it was in the Bangalore International Center. I spoke to a couple of my friends who have little kids. And then they simply told Sayan, Monday to Friday we are working. Saturday, Sunday is time for enjoyment and movie, not for spending time in Bangalore International Center. These are all educated Bangalorean, native Bangalorean.
Okay, I
So
just have a different take on this. In the sense, it's okay, and we all do the best that we can. We can feel bad that somebody else is not doing. Instead, um, it's nicer to just focus on yourself and do the best that you can, and give the information and leave
no,
it
no,
at
I'm
that.
not
Don't
demotivated.
feel bad that they
No, I'm
went,
not
they
feeling
didn't,
bad.
they want to spend time. That's
No,
okay.
no, I'm not at all feeling bad. What I'm trying to say that we have to spread it as much as possible. Published article may not work because they will not read. So it is better if we can organize the talk, if we can work with the association of different housing complexes, maybe 1 hour session with some photographs, organize some talk about it, generating the awareness. If borewell is getting dry, they are the one who will initiate the fund to invest in recharge well, right? So that are the things we can initiate. That published article will not be helpful. Published article will be helpful uh, in a other form, like who are interested, they, and also maybe the in foreign publication, if it happens many times, the foreign NGOs would also like to pump up the money in India to do something. That way it helps. I mean, this is my understanding. I
Right.
may be wrong, but
Right.
this is my
No,
understanding.
the other way, I mean, all that you said is true. And the other way published articles help is if somebody is looking for a solution and then they go out and do a search and this comes up and then they become aware.
Yes.
Because that's how lots of people have connected with Biome, contacted Biome for
Yes.
various. They had no clue about it, but they did get. So that's why a published article is also useful.
Yeah, it is useful. Definitely, it is useful. But all people, all of us will not read. But I accept that fact. I mean, this is absolutely fine. Whoever wants to read, they will definitely read.
Go ahead, Ayushi. Raised a hand.
Yeah, that's more of like I wanted to make that what is that called? That's my language. That's my grammar for this story. So it's more like every all of them are, you can say they're facing the camera. Even though they are sitting, they're facing the camera. So that's the language. I mean, how I say. I mean, you decide whether you'll speak in English or Spanish, right? So I have for this story, for particularly this story, I have decided that I'll be asking them to look at the camera and I'll be photographing them. But one more thing I would like to share, Ayushi. So if you see some of the people, I mean, so I have concluded kind of three different grammar I'm following here, visual grammar. One is that I'll be photographing the whales, and if you see, I'm photographing the whale with the landscape. The whale is in the middle, and I'm photographing the whale with the landscape. And in some of the places, I do not have the space to go backside to photograph the whale, but mostly I'm trying to show whale with the landscape. Additional photograph I'm taking to take the, maybe the motif and close up, or maybe from the top, but I'm not using any drone to show the top view, right? I mean, I'll be very happy if I get chance to, take some your help, get your help from for this to identify some map or something like that. But as of today, I want to take your help, but as of today, what I can do, I'm doing that. So second is that if you see the portrait, I have decided that I'll be taking the portrait of people because they are important, because these are the characters, protagonists. Even though we'll talk about the problem, we'll talk about the solution, but I need the characters to tell the story, to narrate the story, right? So these are my characters, these are my heroes. Now, okay, so hero has a problem, the water scarcity, and hero will solve the problem. Hero is solving the problem, maybe solution is given by a scientist, but hero is putting their hand, heroes are putting their hand to do. Now the thing is that I want to establish the fact, who are these heroes, where do they come from. So I'm going their village, I'm photographing the village also, and at the same time I'm also interested that a very free flowing activity, how they are actually digging wells. So that time I'm not following any grammar, rather I'm following very poetic way, very free expression, and I'm just observing and photographing, and sometimes details, sometimes their activities. So that energy I'm trying to build so that anyone can understand there's action going on. So all these photographs are related to the action. They're not calm and quiet, they don't say that look at me, hey, I'm the hero. It's more of action. So that's the grammar I'm following there.
Very,
I
very
really need all of your help seriously. I mean, I really want to. I spoke to my National Geographic officers about this project, and I told them that. So my Explorer project is also started. If anyone would like to talk about it, I'll be happy to discuss with you to take your help also in Bangalore on the green spaces. So I was talking to my National Geographic Explorer officer. I have a grant officers and all. So I was talking to them and I was telling them that I am working on this water related project, and they are quite excited about it. So most likely after 3 months I'll be giving one presentation to National Geographic also for this. So,
Oh, that's really great. Very nice.
I mean,
Very
I don't know whether they will publish it or not, but I will definitely give them presentation for with a different objective, because I really would like to make this as a large project, like maybe 2 3 years. And for 2 3 years, if you have to execute, of course you need the fund. So if something can be organized from the
Yeah, it'd be really great if Nat Geo would fund you for that.
yeah, I mean, travel expenses are there. I mean,
Yeah, 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 definitely.
time, energy, and all, it's very difficult. So
there is
for college, 3 months is fine. Of course, fine. That's fine. That's fine for the profit.
there is one more thing I would like to add, that when we visited Sunpanahalli, we met well diggers there, and they told us that they have very unique way to found where is the water before digging the well. So they have very unique way to put a coconut on their hand, and maybe you can capture that. That will be very fascinating.
I
As
trust me. If you give me call, you give me location, I'll come tomorrow morning. I can come right now. My camera is ready. Seriously, but I'm not getting that information that any new well digging is happening.
yeah,
So I'm requesting all of you, please share the information any
sure,
day, any time. So you get the information, just let me know. Just you have to share the location and who is the contact person there. Bhavani helped me a lot in terms of communicating. Sivanand, do you have 5 more minutes of time? I can show you something if you all are not bored. So,
sure, sure, please.
Sure, yeah.
all of you are fine, right? I think Sivanand will be happy after seeing this program. Yeah, Sivanand, can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. Okay.
So he has actually shared with me one location.
So
So
you went once or twice?
to reach there itself took me 2 hours,
Mhm.
and then I tried to develop, because I what I see that recharge well I have already captured,
Mm.
but maybe these kind of things will be very interesting. Let me show you some interesting photograph. I really found this interesting. It's a very funny thing. So how they use,
Mm-hmm.
how they
Correct. Actually, no, we should make call proper scaffolding and all for safety of the workers. But
I
many times this
I
is all
need
told.
this. I would like to visit Vishwanath sir's house to photograph how what is the thing. So, but I need this moment. So they actually, when I gone there, they are actually done for the day. And see, Nick, and another point is that so I actually photographed this. I was lucky. It was done extra, so they were just cutting it. I'll show you something interesting. So he is going up, then he is holding this, then it will
Here
go
they
up.
had done initially some plumbing, okay, but with that one it was not possible to harvest the rainwater.
Correct.
So when we told them, so then they have cut some pipes and all and
Yeah.
connected
So
all the pipes.
for me, this is very interesting. Visually, this is very appealing. Like there's a work going on. Now, looking at this photograph, you don't know whether they are going to fix or whether that has gone away, right? The photograph doesn't talk about that, so that we can use. So these are so now I have photographed one portrait there. I think these guys were speaking in Bengali, so I was just chatting with them, and they allowed me to photograph. These are the so this is interesting. Just 1 minute. Taken a portrait there. Now this
Shannon, is
photograph,
this Hemant's team?
I pardon.
Hemanta Mohanty?
I don't know. I didn't ask their name actually. I was just chatting with them about.
Because one of the contractors is Hemanta Mohanty, plumbing
No,
contractor.
no, not Amen. This is the client's own contract.
Yeah.
I see. Okay,
So I
because
really find this portrait very interesting. He's one of the plumbers, and so this is interesting. So another thing I found very interesting, I'll share with you. Where is that? Ah, this one. See this. So there's a drawing on the wall and how they are making. So please share your contacts. Help me. I would like to make it big.
so even we get information from the well diggers only about where new wells are being dug, etc. The only exceptions are where we need a well dug, and therefore we, tell some well diggers. So it's what you need to do is actually to be in touch with the well diggers.
No, I'll tell you. There's another point. So I'm just trying to play safe.
Huh.
I will contact them. I have requested them. Please inform me. Say for
Huh.
example, I was not aware about the Nandi Hills thing, even though there is no permission, but they
Hmm.
did not inform me. It's fine, I'm not able to go, but they haven't
Hmm.
informed me about that. So we have to accept the fact that they will forget. They just know me for 10 days. So
Right.
sometimes it happens that they will not tell me, they will tell you. So you have to pass that information to me. And I mean, since whatever comes to your way, just don't assume that Sayan knows. You just pass it to me. If it is a double information, duplicate information, that's fine, as long as I can visit.
Okay.
I mean, thanks to all of you for showing your patience to
Yeah, no, no problem. Thank you for taking and sharing such lovely photographs.
I'll be happy if anyone would like to, would need my help for their storytelling or presentation or anything. Even for that matter, Ayushi, if you want any help with the help of your data, if you would like to narrate some story, so I can help you in that with the storytelling part.
Sayan, so we are planning an event for the well diggers,
Okay, so
and it
that's
would be,
interesting.
yeah. So in that, it would be great if in that event you could actually, like how you taught those truck drivers to take photographs. No, so what happens is most of the time the well diggers, wherever they are working, they will send us photographs, and even like whether it's our project or sometimes it's their project also, they'll send us photographs. So if you could actually give them the same kind of tips and little bit of how to take good photographs, like the way you taught the truck drivers, their photography would be very much better
I'll
than
be
what.
happy to do that. Just let me know when it is.
Yeah. So it's still in the planning stage. So I don't know whether you got an opportunity to interact with Srinivas. He's the one in charge, so he will.
I
He'll
mean,
tell.
you cannot expect them to learn photography, but you can expect them to follow your instructions. So like
Yeah, yeah,
you can say, always you work, you take these 4 photographs, take
right. Yeah, yeah.
take one from top, take some ingredients like that.
Yeah, yeah. And all of them, like, at least most of these. Oh, acha, Apeksha is saying we also want. Apeksha, you can unmute and talk.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was just a side talk. Yeah, we also would like to know some of the tips if you can share with us, just in general, like when we are clicking some pics of these sceneries, or just very
You
informal.
can you can take me to the places where you are visiting for your like this well digging thing, and we can do that.
Okay, yeah, yeah, that would be nice. But in general, I'm asking if any tips that we have to follow, or if anything, if you want to share with us.
So name of the game is to fill the frame. So inside the frame you have to fill it up.
I swear.
And I will, okay, so I'll give you one simple tip, very simple tip, and this will help you very much. Forget about all the compositions that you have learned. Apeksha, can you open your video? Because I don't see you. Let me show you one thing. Can you see this?
Yes, yes, visible.
There are 4 quadrants, right?
Yeah.
So your objective should be to make a frame balanced. So if I put a man here, then this side is getting more weight. So you have to balance the frame. You cannot keep it empty. So you have to make it, maybe you have to keep a tree. Or you take it in a frame such a way, and whenever you see the frame, you have to see the frame from bottom left to top right, and bottom right to top left. Inch by inch, you have to see through your camera, and you have to identify, you have to see first what you are photographing, and then you have to click that. And that's what I'm saying. You have to always make sure the frame is balanced. If you keep that in mind, that will be very helpful. Let's say you have only one person, maybe let's say you want to photograph yourself. So what you do, you want, when you take the selfie, what you do, basically you want to keep yourself in the middle. So that's also another way of balancing, right? So you want to keep yourself in the middle. So you, so balance means it's about the, it's a very metaphorical way of saying, like it's more like a weightage. So if something is there on the right side, you keep something in the left side. If something is on the top, make sure something is in the bottom. So let's say you want to take a landscape, so your sky is balancing with the green field, so you keep a foreground. So there is a foreground, mid-ground, and the background. So you have a sky on the top, bottom there is a ground. So if you just photograph the sky, that's also fine. But what if your sky is taking 80% of your screen and the bottom is only 20%? That works as long as the sky is having good cloud. If the sky is
Yeah,
boring,
that happens.
that doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about weightage, right?
Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sayan. That was a really, really wonderful session.
Thank you so
I
much.
hope everyone enjoyed it. Yeah, and it was very, very, very informative, very interesting, and also, it gave a completely different. I mean, not completely different, but a lot of extra perspective on things that we, take for granted on a daily. Because photographs we see every day, but then how to look and how to actually, uh, even compose a photograph like you told.
So maybe I, and IOC can connect sometime. I also want to understand how you guys are working with the geotag and all these things. So if I can also see that, if my photographs can be along with that, if I can tell the story.
Sure. Ayushi is, I think she's going to be away for a couple of weeks. She's going for some course. So once
We
she
can
comes
do it
back,
in
then we can,
July end or August, in the beginning of the August,
we can do it at that time.
whenever she will be available.
Yes, definitely.
So, and also I need your input about the your idea of telling stories about the wells. One more thing, see, I am developing my story with some ideas, but I'm very open to your ideas. Please feed me information, because we don't know what we don't know, and I'm
True, true,
I'm here to learn from you.
true, true.
With this, thank you so much, all of you. Thanks for your time and patience and asking the questions, and thanks Bhavani for the introduction.
You're most welcome.
I need your help. I need to connect to Sankar actually. Sorry, Ramakrishna, because he
Okay.
knows about lots of temple wells, right? So if I can
Hmm.
visit next week, if you can, no, I can directly call him and tell